Alright, mates. A couple of days later, had to pause this project because I was running out of time, but now I can continue. It still hasn't been revealed. The inside is still hidden away. Yeah, but that will change really quick right now. Now, before I can do this, I need to put this panel back off. I just put it back on not to lose it somewhere, or the screw. So, all you're supposed to do is lift it up, and there should be a connector holding the power button socket or so. Well, let's just lift it up. I see it. All right. Yep. Yeah, that's evil, guys. There is like just a tiny little socket that probably cannot take any kind of force. So we'll just, of course, pull on it. Yep, there it goes. And now, I hope we can lift this plastic thing off. After all these years, that's a special moment to me. It really is. It really is. So, let's see. There is the eMac from the inside. And yuck. Yuck! Check this out. This is just utterly gross. I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but there is so much dirt in here. I'm afraid to touch it. I'm getting probably disease from that. This fan is supposed to be white. Look at all of this junk. A lot of dust build up here. And you see huge ass heat sinks. Look at that. So you get the idea why it's so heavy. There's just so much metal and aluminium on it. And so much heavy material. So that it just adds up and adds up. Also, this is not plastic. This might look like plastic to you, but it isn't. Where the CRT sits in. Must be an awful job removing this CRT. Imagine that. Holy crap. We got all the rests of the massacre here I did to it with the plastic, but you know, that's what can you do? This is just happens. And I have no idea how to continue, but I get a good idea on how to get this fan off. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Let me move you a little closer. But there are 4 screws holding it on. One here, one here, one here, and one here. And this fan is really dirty. It really needs a clean. And it would be in good interest to put it off. And to my surprise, these screws are not tightened to hell. These are just normally tightened. So, let's see if this thing moves. Of course not. How could I have thought that when you screw 4 screws out of that go into the fan that it would come out? How on earth could I thought that? Oh, just needed force. And my hands are pretty dirty by just touching it. But guys, here is the proof. On computers, use force. One of the few million examples that I've shown you here in this channel, use force. Just don't be too gentle with it. So here's the connector for it. Also pretty disgusting. And here's the fan. That is one special fan. Surely nowhere to be found again. Like, not at all. This is all proprietary. This whole assembly is like all special. So if this thing fails, I don't know what you do. Rebuild it, probably the only option, or get another eMac and exchange the fan, because I highly doubt that somebody's gonna pull this out of eMac in 2018 and put it on sale as eMac fan. That would have been the case back in the days probably, but not anymore. So I'm glad that mine still works. It sounds worn out, but you know, it has. This was a school computer, so got probably a lot of usage on it. So I'm gonna clean that later, but I'm gonna clean it because this is just disgusting. How do I get access to the goddamn motherboard? This is an Emi Shield, same as on the iMac G3s, just differently designed, but it serves the same purpose. It's also the same material. But how do I get this off? Because when we get this off, we get a good chance of getting to the hard drive and stuff. But it's just crazy how they all build it together. Here it's screwed into this bracket, and here there's the power input in the way, and another big ass heatsink in the back. They really made sure this thing is cooled. Now guys, I'm no engineer, and I have no idea how to calculate any of this, and I'm sure the airflow is perfect, but I just got this idea. They have all of these heat sinks. They've got here a big heat sink, and here and here and here and here, and sure, a lot of them will be necessary, but if you just put more holes in here, more cooling holes, like in the iMac G3s, they drill holes in this plastic cover, would it not save some of these cooling vents and also the fan doing the whole job of pushing everything out that a computer, you know, that a computer emits? I don't know. The best idea would be just to take compressed air to it, really, but I don't feel like carrying this outside. That is just today not possible, so I'm gonna continue and trying to get this apart. But how on earth does this work? There is this screw right here. Looks like a pigtail. This screw right here. This screw right there. And one here and one here. Still isn't off, yes. I just don't really have all that much time at the moment. That's the main issue here. But what I did now is actually clean the fan up. It looks so much better. Still isn't perfect. It's kind of shit to clean, but this was used to be black, so now this looks presentable. Come on. Over tightened screws everywhere. This machine is like, they intentionally did that. I would actually really think they did that intentionally. Wouldn't surprise me in this company. Whoa. This whole assembly comes out. Holy. Okay. Wow. Didn't expect that. Alright, for a change I didn't break it, although it felt like it. They made this exact housing for this connection here, so yeah. And once again, I'm getting used to it now. The shield is still not off. Yeah, I'm making no progress at all at this project, really, but I'm just lacking time. I'm always doing that late at night, like right now. And so, yeah, I'm just not gonna go anywhere if I continue in this speed. So today we will hopefully get this off. But there is still a screw here that I thought wasn't there. And so, unfortunately, before I started this video, I ripped on this really bad and I caught this one and it bent. To my surprise, it bent. I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but it has a kink in it. It really sucks. That brings back memories to the Mac Pro, which we also bent because of Apple's sometimes, bullshit engineering. But I think it shouldn't really be that much of a problem when we put the fan back on, since this will be screwed in here again, and so that will give it a little bit more structure. But still, like, there's this very high quality freaking rock solid stuff, and then there's stuff like this. Interesting. So, of course, this screw is so jammed that we will need the power drill. That is the theme with this computer. All these screws are so freaking over tightened. I just wanted to make sure that no student in the world ever gets inside of here, as if they ever get past the Torx screws on the outside. But anyway, if you got inside of here, life isn't easier. But thankfully this is a Phillips screw, so this should come out no problem. And there we go. Very good. Now this is not magnetized, unfortunately, so I have to get my other one here, and it fell down. Don't want to bend this also. And yeah, there it comes. What is... Oh, there... This cable snapped in here. Alright. There it is. It still doesn't look really open. There's still this in the way. I don't know if this is supposed to come out as one piece, like, you know, just the whole assembly, or do I really have to, like, disassemble it little by little? I don't freaking know. But the hard drive is still, like, in there. It's so hidden away. It's just no way you're gonna get this. So this must come out somehow, but how the hell is this going out? I actually lost track of all the screws. I lined them up nicely up there, but I have to guess where I really put them out. It's like crazy how they build a cage around everything. I guess if they were afraid of it could run away. I just looked at iFixit, and unfortunately they only have a guide for a later gen eMac. This is a first gen eMac, and they have a, I don't know, a second, third, I don't know how many there were. But it looks totally different from the inside. The only thing that's similar is how this looks on top, but the rest, like the shield is totally different, and I don't get it. They made all of this work, and that must have cost millions. Well, maybe not millions, but they just thought, oh, it was so much fun, let's do it all over again. So, since I really do not have any plan, and I can't find any guide for this, I will just continue to take out screws that I think will sort of loosen up things, and hope for the best. That one is stuck. Oh, come on now, you POS. I can't even get the power drill in there if I want it. Let's try with that one. So now this thing should come off. It does. And I will just leave it like that. They really outdid themselves with creating some annoying hardware. So a while later, didn't find anything useful except one YouTube video where somebody did a teardown of a first gen like I have. Unfortunately, it was time-lapsed, so it was cool to watch, but you can't really follow it as a tutorial all that well. However, he screwed out most of the same screws I did, and then he just took it out. So I suppose there is a latch, maybe? Or something that's holding it in. And even though all the screws are out, it's kind of creating a little force, so maybe we can do it with a little force, but maybe not against the CRT. Alright. But it's moving back. Oh! Something's still holding in. That one? Is it really that one? I'm getting really aggravated at these fucking over-tightened screws. This is the whole thing. The whole computer has over-tightened screws. So, you ready? Yep, it is ready. It needs a little motivation though. Let's not rip off this capacitor here. because that is something that I would achieve. And in fact, it is not necessary to take off this fan. You could just leave it on and, you know, do the same procedure. Oh, there's a video cable. Wait. I want to make sure I'm not ripping something off when I release it. But no, on the inside there is nothing connected. As far as I can tell, only this cable here. Oh my god. Ooh. There it is. That only took a while. Let's look at this fella a little closer. Here is the whole board. And a whole lot of other stuff, which I will find out now. This is, I think, what the airport card is, or should be. These are two connectors that are hooking into something. And here's the main board. Here is the goddamn hard drive. The god forbidden hard drive. In the optical drive, which is, as I said, jammed. So maybe while I'm here, I should replace it, because if I will do that later, I will regret it. The rest is only monitor and power supply. So if you take a look at the remaining here, I mean, it's still a big chunk of hardware, but as I said, mostly it's only the CRT and the power supply, which is, I think, here, because this goes in there, and or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, maybe it's only the power for the CRT. I would be curious how much a repair shop would have charged for this, for example, an optical drive repair or a hard drive swap or something. This is a lot of hours of work. I will try to get it through the store thing here, because they had to put this aluminum that keeps you from getting anywhere. So I'm just gonna take it out with the system, with the optical drive, and it's stuck. Wait. There I troll you, Apple. Now, a thing that I will for sure not put back in is this thing. This divider here, this separator. If it comes out of its cave there. Yeah, great. Now it's stuck in there. Doesn't want to come out anymore. But it needs to go. There's no way. I don't know what purpose it even serves. Like, no purpose other than pissing you off. I don't see it. I really don't. I also need to not to destroy some components on the motherboard. Check this out. I think they intentionally made this to just piss you off. Some flimsy piece of aluminium, some cooling holes, piece of crap. That will not go back. So I found this one, but it's kind of too long. As you can see, quite a bit longer. So, nope, that's not gonna go in. Light on It Corporation. Back it goes. No freaking way. It's really hard to stay positive with these things. Alright, what is the problem now? See, these are these issues that most people just never will experience because they don't know about this. So, if I would put it in like this, which I thought, you know, is the right position, I would put it in upside down when the computer is back together. So it would be utterly useless. So we will have to put it in right. Alright, so just that you avoid this problem, which could have occurred, which would have sucked big time, just put it upside down in here, and then all the connections will line up, and you will be happy. You will be happy. Alright, mates. It's time to put the eMac back together. Yep. I didn't swap out the hard drive this time, but now that I know how it works, and I will hopefully not have problems getting the back cover off again, it is a big statement to say that, but it is not that hard. If you know, it's surely not easy, but it's not unendingly hard. It's not perfect yet. And I also jammed this socket here. It's a little offset. You want to make sure that it is 100% in there. This ain't that easy. So that now that the main board is back into place, and I can put this socket back before I forget it, which I would have, and then wonder why the computer doesn't work. That is looking not bad. This is the power button, so we'll do that last. So now it's time to get this back, which kind of makes a swing, a dance, and then it should be back in its place. Maybe it made a little too big dance here. But yeah, with technology always use force. We taught you that many times, as you can see. Now it's back into place with a little force. There it is. Perfect. So I finished just screwing in all the screws, and I'm now fighting the Emi Shield. Why am I fighting it? It could be so nice. It could be so easy. But of course the pigtail. That has to be a problem. Because if you look in here, there you see it, right? This is the power switch, and that needs to go through here. So how do you do this? Well, I have no idea now. You have to kind of pull this closer to get it through here, but you can't from the underside because it's here. This shield is going over it, and you also can't do it from here. Or I think you need to do it from here. So what you have to do is you have to kind of get it through there. Just hope that it goes, and then catch it and not let it go back out. And that is some real asshole engineering, because they could have just made this way, like cut a hole in there, and but no. Same as this. This is just there to piss you off, and same as this. So, yeah. But it's not stopping me. Just, this stuff just has to be said. So all the Apple fan sheeps stop crying and saying, oh, Apple is no, you should do this, and Apple doesn't want you to open this. Well, no shit, but this is my machine, and I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. And this is a clear indication of just giving you this guy here when you try to do so. But it is my machine, so we will do this without destroying the socket. Don't worry. All right, shield is on. This took me a while, but it's through and it didn't rip. And I don't even forgot a screw, because the only ones left are the ones for the casing and this thing, which now goes back on. This could be something from Star Wars, you know, or a catamaran, the speaker catamaran, or it could be an alien face, I don't know. But who makes nowadays computer parts that look like this? I mean, this is so much plastic. They could have cheaped out on this, to be honest. They could have just made one like speaker assembly in there and then screw it to the casing. But no, they had to make this real big plastic thingy with the aluminium on the bottom. And I think it has to do with something that the speakers sound better, because they got this whole chamber now instead of just nothing, basically. That's why maybe, I mean, I'm no audio expert like at all, but maybe that's why the speakers sound so darn good on these machines. But I can also be wrong. Maybe they just wanted to make a fancy piece of hardware.